Hey everyone, so this is the look I've decided to recreate for you today. I wore it last night out to a gig actually, and I was dying to wear this lip. Some new products that I got recently are what I used to create it, and orange is massive at the moment. It's a really big colour this summer, and I love it. And most people, despite what you think, can get away with orange. I'm so pale, but I have yellow undertones, so I can get away with it. But if you don't think you can get away with the orange, the really Fluoro Orange, go for more of a coral orange, you know, more pink based. But most people can pull it off in one way or another. So I hope you like it, guys, and watch out for the tutorial. Okay, so I already have my foundation on. All I used there was to mix a wee bit of my Armani Lasting Silk Foundation with my MAC Studio Fix. That's giving me the best colour at the moment. I added a bit of wee concealer, and to set I used my Ben Nye setting powder. It's the neutral one, colourless face powder. Now, regardless of what it claims and what people say, this does lighten your skin, even though it's like meant to be suitable for every skin tone. I wouldn't use it on anyone with a deeper skin tone. I'd only use this on like light to medium skins, and it does visibly lighten my skin a little bit when I use it over. I do find that a little bit with the silica powders as well, but not quite so much. This is a little bit more opaque, I suppose, but it's a brilliant powder nonetheless. And then they do powders for darker skin tones as well, practically the same as this. So this is a brilliant setting powder. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on the eye to show you when I'm doing the eye makeup, but I'll just show you first the colours I use. So I used Mylar mixed with a bit of Brulee for the highlight, mainly Mylar though. For the moving part of the lid I used Brulee with, Mylar, where's it gone? Mylar with Vex, and then it was Wedge in the crease mainly, and then I used a little bit of this Sculpt powder in the crease as well, just to deepen it up. But I'll start off with the eyes, eyeshadows. Okay, so first of all, I'm just getting rid of those lines that gather in the crease from the concealer. That's the only base I'm using is concealer, and I'm going to get the Mylar mixed with the Brulee and place that underneath the brow. So this is my highlight. I am using a bit more Mylar than I am Brulee. If I was a bit darker skinned, I could nearly just stick with the Brulee, but Brulee is practically the same colour as my skin, so it doesn't really work so much as a highlight. I also popped a little bit of that in here on the inner section of my eye, just so that it brightens up that area, especially if you have a shape like mine where the bridge of my nose is extremely kind of raised, so there's going to be more of a shadow in here than there would be with anyone who has a flatter bridge. So the flatter the bridge, the less you have to worry about highlighting that area generally, if you're talking about actual correction. I'm just going to do the same on the other side. I'm patting this on rather than swiping it on, because I don't want to you know, move the concealer base that I had on underneath. And you always get the best colour payoff anyhow if you pat rather than sweep. Okay, so next I have the Vex mixed with the Mylar, and I'm pressing that over the eyelid again. Same thing, pressing rather than sweeping so that I get the most colour payoff. Especially with Vex, such a beautiful colour, but it's not got the greatest colour payoff. It's a bit sheer, so you really do need to pack it on. And it's a lovely colour. It's kind of like a silver grey, but it has a pink tint that shows through. which is really unique and it's a really beautiful colour. So I'm applying this only up as far as where my crease is, or where my orbital bone starts. You can see there, if you press the brush in, mine is really defined, so you'd never have any trouble finding mine. Some people who have flatter lids, you might need to kind of press in a little bit just to see where the indentation is. Okay, so next I'm using the wedge, and I'm using my this is a NYX brush I got recently. It's a crease brush, but it's kind of pointed. So there you go, you can see it perfectly there. I love it for doing crease work at the moment. I concentrate most of the colour on the tip, and that's, you know, that's going to deposit the colour from there. And then the shorter hairs, as they shorten down to around there, sorry, to around there, it'll blend out the colour. It's a lovely brush. I wasn't 100% how to use it perfectly when I first got it. I was a bit, you have to use it a bit differently to other brushes. The trick is to use the lightest pressure ever. Now yeah, it is better to use light pressure with most brushes, but with this one it's even more so, like really, really light pressure. So just running that back and forth. I'm bringing it pretty much all the way down in here, up to my eyebrow there on the inner section, and then over down here. And then use the side of the brush to blend out that edge. And just keep blending until you soften it completely. If you want, you can mix in a little bit of brulee on the end of the brush and then use that to blend. Okay, next I can use this brush again because since it has the tip, it's perfect for getting in under the eye. So just use the tip, like literally the tip, and it's barely touching the skin, and run it along just underneath your lashes. I mean, I'm keeping this look really soft around the eyes in regards to using eyeshadow. So that's why it's perfect. If I wanted it to be a bit more defined, I'd probably use another brush and push it in a bit more, but this is perfect for this. Okay, so next I'm just going to get my sculpt. I'm still not used to the angles of this camera, that's why I keep going off. I keep thinking I need to go right to go left, but anyhow. So I'm going to use my sculpt. Same brush again, pick a little bit up on the tip and just run that just above my crease. Because this the sculpt is actually a little bit darker than wedge. So now that I think of it, I probably could use wedge to shade under my under my cheekbone. But I won't. The sculpt does me fine. So same idea here, just run it back and forth, use the side of the brush then to blend it out and apply a little bit of brulee if you want to soften it even more. Or just make life easier on softening the edge. And then just do the same to the other eye. And then just before I put away the eyeshadows, I'm using the wedge and an angle brush to define my eyebrow. Wedge is kind of my go-to colour anyhow for most brunettes, for when I am doing eyebrows. My eyebrows are quite thin at the moment, so I'm sometimes I'd only say define the bottom line and then brush it up, but because my eyebrows are quite thick, I'm going over the top line as well. I wouldn't always do that with every eyebrow, it depends on the shape. So I just start by brushing the shadow through the centre of the eyebrow first. Then I do bottom and brush up, and then I do top. And then just pull down at the end to create a bit of a longer tail. Okay, so I'm just going to use some clear mascara, which I'm not going to show you because it's a manky brown colour at this stage, but it's just my own. I think I need to pick up a new one ASAP. I'm just brushing that through my eyebrows anyhow to set them in place, and then I'm just gonna draw a black line above my eye, my top eyelid, my top lash line with MAC's Black Track fluid line. I'm not going to do this on camera because, I mean, you would have seen me doing this loads of times before, and if you haven't, I have videos on how to do black liquid liner. So I'll be back as soon as that's done. Okay, so I have my lines on. They're not 100% perfect, but they'll do for the purpose of this tutorial. So I'm just going to put on some mascara now and apply my false eyelashes. I'm not going to do the eyelashes on camera either, just because I don't want this video to be any longer than it has to be. So I am still going to record it, and I'm going to upload it as a separate video because I don't think I've done a video on how I apply my lashes. So I'll go do that now, and then we'll finish off the rest of the face and do the lips. So yeah. Okay guys, so I have my lashes on. I did record how to apply the lashes, but it's going to be just uploaded as a separate short video for reference for you if you don't know how to apply lashes. Then the mascara I used was my Colossal by Maybelline, the volume one. It's just such a good mascara. I should have mentioned this in the video when I applied the lashes, but I don't almost never apply mascara to my lashes so that I can get plenty of uses out of them. Some lashes can be expensive, some definitely a lot more expensive than others, so I like to get good use out of them, and I'm careful when taking them off and whatever. So yeah, now I'm going to do the lips. So the first step for me for doing the lips, I exfoliated it a little bit earlier on to make sure that I have, you know, a nice clean and smooth canvas. Then I went lightly over them with a tiny bit of foundation, but I didn't go overboard. Now what I'm going to do is get a primer. So this is MAC's Prep and Prime Primer. This is amazing stuff. It was my product of the week or the moment or whatever on one of my blog posts recently. I will link to my blog below because I am trying to update it, you know, at least a couple of times a week. And I think a lot of people don't know about it. It's on my own website, so you can check that out. So I run this along the lips and slightly over the contour of the lips. This is to help prevent any bleeding. So you don't need too much at all with this product, less is more. And I just kind of pat afterwards to make sure there's no excess. It's conditioning as well, so it's lovely and it does keep your lips really soft. And then next I'm going to use this lip liner by MAC. It's from the recent To The Beach collection. It's called Temperature Rising, the lip pencil. It's this Fluoro Orange lip pencil. It's amazing. It's the brightest orange lip pencil I've ever come across. And orange lip pencils can be really hard to come across, so I was, you know, so excited when this came in. So for me, when I do lips, I colour in the entire lip. It gives a base for the lipstick to stick to, but also when the lipstick wears away, there's always going to be some colour underneath. So just use the side. Fill in the centre. And then once you've the centre filled in, you can start worrying about the edges. I'll see them in a tiny bit. Now you can see I have extremely uneven lips, so I have to do my best to try and even them up. Okay, so I've then filled in as best I can. I can only do so much with my mouth and with my lips. Because one side is completely different to the other and one side of my face kind of falls a bit. So once you have the lip liner on, it's time to choose your lipstick. So I'm using MAC's Neon Orange. Now I actually had an argument with someone on, not really an argument, but someone was trying to convince me, no, it's not called Neon Orange, it's called Morange. There's two of them. There's Neon Orange and Morange. Morange is the one that you can get in all the stores, and Neon Orange is a pro product. So they're practically the same, there's minimal difference. So either one would work, and they're obviously MAC products. So just going to get my lip liner and pick up some of the lipstick, this one here, on the lip liner, and then just trace it over exactly where I put the lip liner. So same thing, always start in the centre so you can just quickly lay down the colour and then you slow down when you get to the outer edge. Okay, so I have the lipstick on, and a good trick, which is something that I did last night, I always do this if I'm heading out or if I know I'm going to be eating or drinking. Once you have your first layer of lipstick on, make sure you blot it and then reapply. And I swear my lipstick lasts all night. It did last night for me, and I had a couple of drinks. And I don't drink through straws either, I drink pints, so I do get a lot of transfer onto my glass, which looks daft, but at least I always know which glass is mine. So for lip gloss, I'm going to use this one, which is also from that new collection, and it's called Flurry of Fun. It's such a cool lip gloss. It's orange to look at, obviously, but it has pink and blue glitter, like reflective glitters in it. So I'm just going to put some of that on the back of my hand. I've completely got out of the habit of using these directly from the tube, even on myself, even my own personal ones. I just think it's gross when you think of the amount of stuff that you're putting into the tube. So I'm going to just pick up some of that on to my brush. And kind of pat it all over the centre, just the centre of my lips. And I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but it's such a beautiful product. So that's the lips totally finished. So I'm just going to pop on what I wore in the cheeks last night, which I'm not even going to do on camera because it's so super simple. It was literally just a tiny bit of this as blush, which is my Rimmel Matte Light Bronzer. There you go. And then used my Sculpt Contour and used my Prestige Skin Loving Minerals highlighter powder as a highlight. The most basic of applications. So I'll just do that and I'll come back and show you the finished look in 2 seconds. Okay, so there you have it, guys. That's the finished look completely. I just powdered down my face a tiny bit more because I was looking a bit shiny. And then the dress I wore last night was this new maxi dress that I got yesterday, new look. There's 20% off all the maxi dresses there at the moment, and I love it. It's like super long compared to anything I'd normally wear lately, really, at all. I've kind of gone out of wearing, I usually only wear kind of shorter skirts with leggings, but I love it. This cost 36. No, it was 40 with 20% off, so it was 32. And then I got this this little necklace for £7, I think. It was around 7, and I just think it goes perfectly with it. So the reason I liked this dress with the lip is because the blue and the orange complement each other perfectly. So yeah, I hope you like the look, guys, and thanks for watching, and I hope you like the new camera. This is the new Canon one that I got. Finally, I've been dying to get a camera of my own for ages, and I have, so should be the start of good videos or good quality videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.